Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Nemesis here, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my tips on how to prepare and how to complete the 20 win challenge that is coming to Clash Royale in about less than a day and a half from now. So with that being said, I'm going to start with my first tip on preparing for the challenge, and that is play a deck that has Little Prince in it. So as you guys all know, Little Prince is an extremely strong card at the moment, and it really has no drawbacks at all. So with that being said, if you don't play Little Prince, or like you don't have it in your deck, you're going to be at a very big major disadvantage if your opponent does have it. So it's just way too strong of a card to pass up at the moment. Obviously, you can still win the challenge and stuff without it, but it's going to be a lot more harder than it needs to be honest with you, if you don't have the Little Prince in it. So if you have a homemade deck, find some space for the Little Prince, and you really can't go wrong at all with the card. So yeah, that is going to be my first tip. And my second tip is, when you have that deck, any Little Prince deck, just keep practicing with it beforehand, before the tournament starts. Just keep having some repetitions, keep playing it. When you're practicing, always kind of look for some mistakes that you might have done. This is kind of just like general terms. So with that being said, just kind of look for mistakes, look for how you could have played the matchups better in general. Just keep in mind that I think the 20 win challenge will have a ton of Hog Rider Little Prince and a ton of Minor Poison decks. So with that being said, just if you have someone in the clan, if you have like a clanmate that plays that deck or something, maybe ask them to battle you or something to keep practicing with it and stuff like that. Just to kind of get the matchups down in general, it would be really helpful. So by the way, this guy's like so aggressive in my opinion. My Ghost is getting a ton of damage right there, which is super nice for me. But yeah, those are basically one of my my two biggest tips I can give you guys for preparing for the challenge. And yeah, this guy's going for a mortar right here. I'm just gonna go for my Royal Giant. So let's see. He's going for a Little Prince as well. By the way, that card got emergency nerfed and it's still extremely strong. So that's what I'm talking to you guys about in terms of just playing the card in general, because you really cannot go wrong with the Little Prince. But yeah, that being said, just keep practicing the micros and the macro plays of the deck that you intend to play for the 20 win challenge. It's all about repetitions, guys. It's all about just continuously playing and practicing with the deck that you want to obviously win with. So any deck can beat the challenge. It's just how good you play it, essentially. But let's go ahead and jump for the next match. Here is the next match, and another tip I can give you guys. So yeah, beforehand I was talking to you guys how to prepare for it. Now I'm going to talk to you guys how to actually play it when the challenge does start. You gotta have a really clear mindset. So in my personal opinion, I think the 20 win challenge is more of a mental game than it is actually, a physical, if that makes sense. Like, in terms of, by the way, that freeze was so bad. Oh my gosh. I think this guy just loses. I think he literally loses now. But, back to what I was saying, I think the 20 win challenge is more of a mental game than actually playing good opponents, because obviously it's 20 wins. That's a decent amount of wins to get, and if you lose out, then it's like, bro, I have to start all the way over again from 0 wins, and it could get really repetitive, I should say. Like, that's a good word to say. It could get really, really repetitive if you lose a lot, because you have to start all the way back from 0 wins, and you have to build your way back up to 20 wins. So you have to play a lot of Clash Royale in general if you want to get the 20 wins, for the most part, right? There's obviously really good players that can just get it done in like a try or two, but for the most part, for the majority, it's going to take a good amount of tries. So with that being said, you have to really have a good mental, a really good focus in general, and just stuff like that, so you don't get too what's the word for it? You don't get too discouraged by having to play a lot of Clash, essentially, because that's what's really going to drain you in general. So yeah, don't get too discouraged about having to win a lot of times. And yeah, so that is my biggest tip in general right there for actually playing the challenge. And over time, the challenge actually will get easier too, because day one it will be the hardest due to the fact that all the really good players are still playing the challenge. And once you actually complete the challenge, And I'm kind of talking about this because this is what happened last time, is that when you complete the challenge, by the way, I don't know why this guy's still playing, like, I don't think he's gonna come back, but, yeah. I think I should just go to the next game real quick before I start talking again, and yeah. Here's the next match against Utopia. So, back to what I was saying is that once you complete the challenge, you can't play it again. So with that being said, day 1 it will be the hardest to actually beat the challenge due to all the really good players playing it. But as time progresses, when you get to like maybe like the 3rd day or so, the 3rd day onwards, it's going to be a lot more easier because all the good players can't participate in it again, unless they obviously have like alt accounts and stuff like that. But just keep that in mind if you want to make the challenge a little easier for yourself. I still would recommend to play it on the first day though, because you want as many chances as you can get to play the challenge. It's just going to be more better for you in general, because the more tries you do at something, the better your chances become. It's kind of just statistics at that point, so you want to have as many attempts as possible. So yeah, don't skip out on the first day. Like, I still recommend it, but just keep that in mind that, you know, as time progresses, the challenge will definitely get easier because all the good players cannot enter it again. So that is basically, honestly, all the tips I really have for you guys, and you know, I wish you guys the best, to be honest. It's going to be very fun. As you guys can see, they have brought back the 2019 emote for it again, which is actually pretty cool. You know, at least they did something, because beforehand the challenge was like, it really only had gold. Like, there was only gold pretty much for the rewards, but they actually updated it where you actually get a lot of better items now, which is super nice. And I'm actually glad they did it that way, because it's a 20-win challenge, you know, it's super iconic in Clash Royale. So I'm glad that they took care of it pretty much, you know. So that is basically all I have for, you know, my tips in general and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to get for this match right here, just play this match out, and yeah, so let's see here. I'm going to go for skeletons in the back. I'm going to go for a Royale Ghost right here, and right here I think I could just maybe go for RG. He's going for a skeleton army right here, so that's totally fine. He's going for an Inferno Tower. I could just go for my Fireball right there, and that should be pretty much good, because exactly, like, look at my Royal Giant. It's still going to get some damage right here, and it's going to get 2 shots. That is really clutch. I'm going to go for my Electro Spirit right here, and I'm going to go for my Royal Ghost. My little prince is actually doing so much damage right there. That was wild. I'm going to go for my Fireball right here. I'm going to go for my Log. Okay, that was a really bad Log, dude. I kind of forgot that my RG was going to, like, splash the Skeleton Army, but I don't think it matters. So, that should be a very nice win in the bag in general. So, yeah, that is honestly going to be the end of this video. Like I said, I wish you guys the best of luck for the challenge. I'm going to stream it as well, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll do more in the future.